got classics, we got new stories, wild worlds to view. Samurai, swords to mecha might. Every episode ignite the night. Hurry up, get ready to go. Feel the hype, it's about to flow. Anime unlock, turn it up. Energy blast, fill your cup. Anime unlock, turn it up. Energy blast, fill your cup. Old school, new school, never stop. It's a vibe, it's a drop, it's a bop, bop, bop. From the ninjas in the hit and miss to the stars where the myths exist. Villains rise, heroes fight, we're breaking it down every night. Enemy dreams in neon glow. Unfold the tales you need to know. From action-packed to heartfelt scenes, we're unlocking all your dreams. We got new stories, wild worlds to view. Samurai, swords to mecha might. Every episode ignite the night. Power up, get ready to go. Feel the hype, it's about to flow. Samurai sword, ignite the night. Power up, get ready to go. Feel the hype, it's about to flow. To view. Samurai swords to next the night. Every episode ignite the night. Power up, get ready to go. Feel the hype, it's about to flow. Old school, new school, never stop. It's a vibe, it's a drop, it's a bop, bop, bop. From the ninjas in the hidden mist to the stars where the myths exist. Villains rise, heroes fight, we're breaking it down every night. Anime dreams in neon glow. Unfold the tales you need to know. From action-packed to heartfelt scenes, we're unlocking all your dreams.
Ladies and gentlemen, how you doing? Give me a second. Let me hide that right there. How you guys doing? It's Friday, December 12th, 2025. And we on another episode of Anime Unlocks on the Sparta HQ Network, collaborating with CBN Tech Touch on YouTube. How you guys doing? How's everybody doing? Hey Eric, how you doing?
Yeah, hold on.
And we have Craig. No, I'm not good. So I don't know why y'all keep doing that, but you see the title, you see the name. This is CBN's Tech Talk, aka Black David, aka Bearpaw with my big ass hand. Well, we're here for another title tonight. Our title has changed because what we were trying to get into, let's just say the amount of information, a lot of stuff we were digging in, it was a lot more than what we expected. It's like our last show. Our last most recent show, we were talking about the power system, the power scaling system in certain anime, was one of the most popular ones. And trying to find out, we realized that this might end up being a series because every anime, even though based on a particular clip that we saw on Instagram, this guy was kind of like, And while we were going through the discussion, trying to find out I was literally correct with what I was saying. This is why I don't respect anybody who will come into the anime community, want to critique the power system of such anime, but don't understand the culture or the source because why they have that display in the particular anime, which always have been a problem. And as me being a deep diehard fan in the anime community, I'm aware of certain things because I had to pay attention to every small detail based on what fundamental that's being applied to, why they have this system in place, what is the logic behind it. So when we had that show last week, it let us know we might have to create a series on that. So we were working on that as we speak. This show that we were supposed to do today, concerning the ranking system of the best anime slash manga creator, we did not realize how deep the topic would have been. So we were working on the material, working on the presentation, everything. So we had to postpone to another date. So we brought this topic in today: Luffy versus Naruto. Who had a better dream? Now, this I wanted to hold this show in the daytime. I'm trying to see if we gonna get more viewers, but this show might step on a lot of toes on either end. Because we talk about two particular main characters. Talk about Luffy of the One Piece franchise. We talk about Naruto of the Naruto slash Naruto Shippuden slash Boruto, all under that same franchise. And I'll be honest with you, I would like to have people who will join the panel who either pro Luffy, pro One Piece, aka Luffy, or pro Naruto, aka Naruto Uzumaki. Because there's a lot to speak about this. And it's not so straightforward. It's a lot more work. So I'm not gonna lie. It could be interesting. I'm waiting for my code to pop up soon. And Eric, that means you don't watch Luffy and you don't watch one Naruto and Naruto Shippuden. Here the issue. The One Piece anime was started airing out here in the West since 1999. But a lot of people, in case you do not recognize this, this is one of the modern longest running anime series to date. It now have about 1,151 episodes and counting. Just so you know, it's going to take a break in January, which is going to be a 3-month break. And it will be back in March. Okay, I got you, Craig. That is something big. Because if everybody know about the One Piece franchise, they have not taken a break in a long time. They have been consistent, pushing their content. The One Piece franchise is under Toei Animation, which also had ownership IP over the Dragon Ball franchise as well. And to be one of the most modern, longest running anime show in this modern era, big volume. And while I'm talking about it, I'm bringing my co-host, ladies and gentlemen. Here's my co-host, Wally.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen?
So, after being the in-depth, notice I fall into the Monkey D. Luffy side. You fall into the Naruto Uzumaki side.
Wait, say that again.
I fall under the Monkey D. Luffy under the One Piece side. You fall under the Naruto Uzumaki side.
Right. But in this conversation, that might be a whole different story.
Hmm. You just see. How you doing, Greg? So like I was trying to explain about the franchise Luffy under One Piece. One of the longest modern running shows since 1999 to date. That's about 25 years.
Well, manga, but show is 2000s.
True.
Small Robo. I'm sorry, no. We ain't doing that. They ain't no small around here.
No. This is like the legal, how you call it? You should have a law firm in the anime community and put Wally at the head.
No, they don't want to put me as a law firm in the anime community. They'll say here I'm doing dirty dealings.
What that? That's the one anime that the guy is actually a lawyer. You more like that dude. You just,
Isn't that well no. I'm thinking about a different character. I was about to say the one off of Hunter's Hunters, but no, he just had the briefcase.
no, the Hunter X Hunter, that was supposed to be a doctor.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like he's not a lawyer. He just got but he had a briefcase in hand. Usually lawyers have briefcases.
Yeah, he's a doctor in Hunter X Hunter. I know that very well. He keep talking about he was going into medicine. I'm trying to figure what anime is it that they got with a lawyer. We have to look into that. And if anyone can remember that name, you can put it in the chat. But that's how you are. You're more like that individual who dissect any argument in the anime community and call out the facts. Ain't no BSing. There's no windmilling. Shout out to DJ Hemp. We know how people like to windmill. There's no underhand tactic going on in play because when we talk about anime on this show, which is Anime Unlocked, I made it super clear. No anime is safe from criticism. If you
Apparently,
do good,
unless you're the creator, as for David's sake.
if your anime is good, we'll say it. If your anime sucks, aka who we trash a while back, Gungrave, we going for the juggler. Like lately, we haven't had an anime yet that we had to trash as worth as Gungrave as of yet. So far so good.
Yeah, as of yet.
Yeah. So we won't go into that thing. Hold up.
Give me a moment.
Don't forget the law from Dewey, Cheatham, and Howie.
Yeah, I'm not privy to that one, so that must be a classic.
I'm trying to figure out what anime that would be.
Craig, it's been good. Life is life. You can interpret it by my voice. I mean, life is shit. How else was it be? How else was it be? There's always problems, sir. There's always problems. It's war. It's war.
Oh my God.
Oh, I forgot. You haven't seen me yet. Yeah. I had to do the proverbial, yeah.
I thought I was going to do it because I was thinking about doing it this weekend.
Well, catch up.
So, ladies and gentlemen, be tuning tomorrow's show with nothing here, and nothing here. Because I sound like, you know what? Let me get that lawnmower. Hey.
Pretty much.
Really?
Pretty much.
Really? Anyway,
Lord.
back to the topic. Luffy, like I said, we got the presentation here.
Yep, I got the share material. So, we'll definitely have this conversation.
Let's do it this way.
Yeah, I got to say for that one.
Now, this could be the video of the argument because like we did the last show. Is it the same guy?
Craig, there is nothing you can tell me that there's nothing you can say. This is what it is. This is as close, like this is literally what it is. Like I have adult version, and then I have baby assassin version. I'm in my baby assassin era. Let me be.
Is it the same guy we criticized the other last week?
Of course it is.
If it's the same guy, let's see what he's going to say about.
Oh no, he does. He's gonna keep it straight. Don't worry.
Run the tape.
Had the best dream. Now, this is no hate to Bleach. I love the anime Bleach, but Ichigo didn't really have a dream. He was mostly just trying to protect his friends and family. So it's between Naruto and Luffy. On the surface, their dreams seem to be very similar. One wants to be the Hokage, and the other one wants to be the king of the pirates. But they are completely different dreams. And they have completely different motivations. If we look at Naruto, why did he want to be the Hokage? Did he want the power? Did he want the fame? No, he wanted to be accepted and acknowledged by the village. He wanted them to acknowledge his existence and maybe even be needed. Whereas Luffy could care less about people acknowledging him. He could care less about what people think about him, because to him, being the Pirate King means the person who's the most free. For me, that resonates. For me, that really is a great dream, because I don't think that there's anything wrong with working hard, because both of them have to work hard for their dream. I don't think there's anything wrong with wanting to make bonds and connections, but Naruto wanting to be accepted, not being able to accept himself, versus Luffy wanting to just be free. How can you root against that? How could you go against that? The king of the pirates is the most free. That is such a beautiful definition, because to be free, you have to be strong. You have to be powerful. You have to have connections. Freedom costs. And so I love the dream of Luffy, and I think that that is the best dream and the most inspirational dream in the big three. But let me know, what are your thoughts? What are the big
All right, David, drop the video down. All right. So, with that said, David, to your standpoint, what do you think? Who had the better dream?
Now that I hear the guy argument about better dream, it point out certain aspect between Monkey D. Luffy and Naruto Uzumaki. Monkey D. Luffy, his dream was to be the king of the pirate, yes, but he want to be as free as possible. It's all about freedom, be able to be who you want to be, without no pressure, without no instruction, without no heavy requirement, right? Okay, fine. On Naruto end, if anybody would have watched Naruto, you understand. It's not just about being accepted. It's more than just being acknowledged. It's more about being respected. It was so many aspects to it, to the point, even though he wanted to be a Hokage, he need to be accepted, he need to be acknowledged, he need to be respected. He need to be challenged. When we talk about the dreams, Naruto's dream come to the end at one particular point in time. But One Piece is more as if I don't know. It seems like this is much bigger than this in himself alone. If you catch my drift. Because when I hear what you were saying, before I was distracted by the kids, and you talk about he wouldn't be free, I have watched all of the 1,151 episodes and counting. And there's a unique thing about his dream. His dream is not for himself alone anymore. It's as if I see meeting, interacting, communicating, fighting, whatever it may be, the dream end up connecting other people with their dream attached to his as well. Now, when we talk about the weight of the dream, oh, this is not a trip. This is not a trip. This is not a straightforward conversation. I'll tell you that right now.
Man, I could have picked a long time ago.
I think by the time you continue to talk about it, it starts to look very, very different because you talk about an easy conversation, but it's not an easy conversation because.
Ladies and gentlemen, I already have my pick.
Go ahead.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is how simple it is for me. As someone that has never watched One Piece, I'm choosing Luffy. And let me explain why. Naruto, when you think about everything that is Naruto, notice one thing. Naruto is an Uzumaki. But you realize one thing. There was once upon a time an Uzumaki clan. And notice one thing. Naruto, not Pain, aka I think it's Nagato, if I'm not mistaken, and the one chick with the glasses, they're all Uzumaki, but there's only 3 in the series. Why so? Because they murdered you. You, your mama, your daddy, your uncle, all that. They murdered you. Just like they did Sasuke and his bloodline. But you wanted acceptance. You wanted to be respected. You wanted to be seen. You want to be all these things. And don't get me wrong, right? And I agree with the guy. And don't get me wrong, right? I understand. I get I get the concept for Naruto, right? Because honestly, I think all of us once upon a time, if we all felt neglected, we all wanted to be seen. We all wanted to be acknowledged. We all wanted to act like we weren't invisible. I get that part. But eventually, once you realize the bigger visual truth, you say F all that. Why should I lower myself down in hope for you to see me when you can't even see me where I stand? The only way you see me is be like, oh, there goes that monster. Oh, there goes that kid. You look at me in disgust. You don't look at me to try to understand or see me for who I am, because you don't even know what I am. All you know is what I carry within me. Okay, hold on. Pause. So, Eric, you come back and said, I wish there was a clip I could see instead of being perpetually clueless week in and week out. We just showed the clip. Were you gone from the screen? We just showed the clip. Eric, fall back a little bit in the stream and go look at the clip. We just literally showed it.
I thought we just played the clip that
that's what I'm saying.
Argument.
So that's what I'm saying. For Eric, go back, just slide back a little bit into the video because we shown the clip that we were talking about. We literally shown it.
Because you're making your argument, right? And you and I have talked about Naruto franchise, how some stories have been left unanswered. What was the Uzumaki clan all about? What were really all? Because we know about how the Sake, the Uchiha clan were wiped out for a particular reason because they were considered to be too dangerous. They're considered to be a threat because of their ability.
I swear, Eric, it's like, hold on. Give me a moment. I swear, Eric. Like, literally, the moment we show the clip and you were talking about Sai.
No, let's upload the clip. Let's bring it back up.
No, yeah, I put it back up.
We'll play one more time.
Eric, please tell me you're seeing the screen, sir. Please tell me you're seeing the screen right now.
Because when you played it and I listened to it, right? And I'm thinking like, I never thought about it in the angle and that question he brought up. Because if you want to go in detail about Naruto in the past, you talked about it before. The Uzumaki clan was not properly explained onto why were they were wiped out. Yeah, he
All
can see
right.
it.
So Eric can see. Okay. So, but real quick, before I play it, right? Here's the main point that I'm going at with this, right? My thing is this: for what it's worth and for what it is, you may have not been seen in the overall visual, but eventually, and this is my thing, right? When you think about what it is, like what we're facing in real world time, Naruto is chasing attention. Luffy is chasing a goal. He's chasing ambition. And when you think about that, nah, I'm choosing Luffy. I'm chasing ambition. I'm chasing the goal. I am not chasing attention. I'm not chasing recognition. I don't give a frick for none of that. I just don't. Because what does all that really level up to at the end of the day? To your bad intentions, to how you be reckless, that don't mean nothing.
Now, this is no hate to Bleach. I love the anime Bleach, but Ichigo didn't really have a dream. He was mostly just trying to protect his friends and family. So it's between Naruto and Luffy. On the surface, their dreams seem to be very similar. One wants to be the Hokage, and the other one wants to be the king of the pirates. But they are completely different dreams. And they have completely different motivations. If we look at Naruto, why did he want to be the Hokage? Did he want the power? Did he want the fame? No, he wanted to be accepted and acknowledged by the village. He wanted them to acknowledge his existence and maybe even be needed. Whereas Luffy could care less about people acknowledging him. He could care less about what people think about him, because to him, being the Pirate King means the person who's the most free. For me, that resonates. For me, that really is a great dream, because I don't think that there's anything wrong with working hard, because both of them have to work hard for their dream. I don't think there's anything wrong with wanting to make bonds and connections, but Naruto wanting to be accepted, not being able to accept himself, versus Luffy wanting to just be free. How can you root against that? How could you go against that? The king of the pirates is the most free. That is such a beautiful definition, because to be free, you have to be strong. You have to be powerful. You have to have connections. Freedom costs. And so I love the dream of Luffy, and I think that that is the best dream and the most inspirational dream in the big three. But let me know, what are your thoughts? What are the big three?
All right, so there you go. Eric, hopefully you're up to speed, sir. Hopefully you're up to speed.
Now, you say you chose Luffy. We know you haven't watched One Piece.
Right.
I
But
totally
real
get
quick,
it.
I want to add another key requisite now re-listening back. I'll even go further.
Mm-hmm.
See, when Luffy, I say it like this, when Lucy thinks about his dream, you know what I think he visualized? He visualized a version of himself that he wished to claim. But see, with Naruto, think about this. Naruto chases Sasuke. Why? To get him to acknowledge him, because he doesn't acknowledge him as an ally or someone as an equal. But noticing the reason why he don't, because Sasuke is trying to chase his brother and find out the truth of why he murdered his people and his whole clan. He tries to go after and chase Sakura. Sakura's not interested going after Sasuke. It's like you're trying to have a coping mechanism for you being alone. And the thing is, everything that you were chasing, funny enough, you didn't even have to chase, because there were certain people around you that was already chasing you in the first place. What allows you to be blind? You had a knot to chase you your whole life, but you didn't get a clue until you got older. You had Kage that was watching your lifeline, even though technically he didn't have you under his roof. You had your mentor that watched over you, even though technically it was his job. It wasn't really because he cared, ultimately. When you really think about it, like, Naruto really had everything. He probably had more than what Sasuke had. And you're still out here chasing acceptance and pleasure and pleasure from other people that honestly couldn't care about you. When I think about the dream for Naruto, what it tells me is if I do not allow myself to become needed or to be seen amongst others, it's like I'm a failure. And I'm sorry, no. Because what it sounds like, because I'm being honest, if no one would need me then, why is it when I become successful and people would need me now? Why is it when I become technically powerful, you need me now to protect you? Oh no. No, 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 no. You didn't need me. You shunned me. You looked down on me. And this is why it's a popular take when you hear around the anime world that talks about Naruto choosing the wrong side or choosing the wrong path. And he should have sided with Sasuke based upon what the freaking Leaf Village did. Honestly, I ain't gonna lie. They have a point. They have a point. Your whole life was literally left him. You were literally left gone, forsaken. Nobody to truly care about you. Sacrifices had to be made, everything else. But at the end of the day, your father paid the ultimate price, which was the Hokage himself. But no one idolized you as the Hokage's son, as his seed. Why they don't acknowledge you as that? Why? Why no one don't know that you are the fourth Hokage's son? Why they don't know that? Why they don't know that? Why? Why? But you want to be acknowledged, see, but no one ain't acknowledge you as literally the son of the Hokage that came before you, that sacrificed his life to save the freaking village in the first place. Fuck all that. I'm choosing Luffy. I rest my case.
Okay. Now he watched Naruto, so did I. Let me do the breakdown on One Piece that I've watched over the 1,151 episode plus counting. Well, Luffy, we see if you watch him from the first few episodes, there was the guy who want to go out to be a pirate, want to be the king of the pirate. And there was a backstory later on in later episode that show how he came about. Luffy is the son of Monkey D. Dragon, but he's also the grandson of Monkey D. Garp. Monkey D. Dragon used to be in the Navy, but they were all falling out. So he had his own, probably militia. Monkey D. Garp is his father, who was also a well-known vice admiral, who, by all means, was way overqualified to be the admiral, but he never wanted to be the admiral because he knew that seat come with some unnecessary politics he didn't want to deal with. So he stayed at the vice guard.
Thanks for coming through.
So I'm giving you guys a lineup about Luffy origin. Now there's a story concerning the D in their name, where it considered to be highly dangerous because in the latest episode, the genius Vegapunk was dishing out information. He had a safety mechanism in play whereby if he died, the world would know what was going on. And we broadcast all over the world, and you cannot stop it, so to speak. And he said something about the D, that something about the world government have an itch. They're trying to kill out everybody who have the D in the middle of their name. So Luffy was a person, where he as he can be, knew nothing about his father is, but know who his grandpa is. Went out there to be a pirate. Got his first pirate mate, aka Zoe, aka the Demon King. That's his new nickname. He built his crew over time. Among his crew, there was a requirement. You had to be free within yourself. You had to be original. You cannot be scared whatsoever. Yes, he got a few scaredy cat, but he picked them for a particular reason because they have a gift about themselves. As he chosen to be free, he wanted to be the first one to find the One Piece because of the one who got it, Goldie Roger, which also got a D in his name. found the One Piece, but he was dying. He had a sickness. But he made sure the only time he had left, he able to find it and celebrate that he had accomplished such a goal. He was executed. Before he was executed, he let all the pirate know that the One Piece it actually exists. Take your chance, take your shot at it. Go out in the sea, under the Great Line. You figure that shit out on your own. But that thing actually exists. It was create a new pirate era where everybody competing to find the One Piece. But we will connect his dream to this thing. Luffy was already free in a way of what he was doing. But he wanted to build the best pirate crew to compete with Shank. Now, let me give you a backstory of who Shank is. Shank is a dude who lost his arm for saving Luffy when Luffy was a little toddler or a little kid talking all that crap. Oh, I want to go with you. I want to go out in the sea. No, you're not ready for that. You keep telling him that. So, even that Luffy saved him, but before he saved him, Luffy did something very, very stupid. Shank was able to hijack one of the Navy ships, which is a much later episode. I forgot what episode that is, and stole a particular devil fruit. Now, I know it'll be a couple of spoiler alert for people who haven't watched it, but the name of the fruit was called Gummy Gummy Fruit, right? But if you have been watching the One Piece with me, you be aware that's not actually the real name of the fruit that Luffy ate. It was a Logoya fruit, which was considered to be extremely rare, but it had something to do with the Nika god. Now, fact check. Some of these information about the Nika god, Joy Boy, is related to African culture, African history, or folklore, so to speak. It have been proven that have been the case. But it's very interesting about such one of the biggest franchise in the anime community today that had a unique storyline that is grabbing a lot of people into it. Though. So as I was saying, he ate the food because they were saying if you eat the devil food, you will never know how to swim again because the property of the devil food make you allergic to seawater. Meaning when you touch the seawater, yeah, you get a little retarded, sort of thing. You get a little Down syndrome, sort of thing. You get it kind of weak. It stop your energy. So if you watch the franchise, because of the ability of weakening the devil foot user, they had a thing called a sea stone. They are stones that have been deep in the sea that had the property of the sea whereby they can use it against you or you're locked down. So when Shank saved them and everything and about to go on his cruise or on his journey again, he gave his straw hat, took it off his head, put it on top of Luffy, and told him, when you become a great pirate, I want you to return the hat back to me. That was the promise he made with Shank. So, they journey with a long one. He had to build himself, build his crew because he knows Shank crew was no joke. So while he building crew, he chasing more than just one dream. Being king of the pirate, yes. I mean, you are the most freest individual in the world. Or one part. But there was a second part. Shank and his crew considered to be the most dangerous pirate crew to date. So he want to show Shank that he can compete with a pirate crew. Now, there'll be a couple of spoiler alerts in this conversation whereby one of Shank pirate crew is the father to one of Luffy pirate crew. I'll throw that out there. You'll find out yourself if you start to watch it. Get on to that. There are certain people are related to royalty in that conversation. When you watch it, you see what I'm talking about. Because there's a lot of filler, backstory, origin story about a lot of these known characters. But concerning Luffy's dream, his dream was a dream that every other pirate dreamed to do. They able to be the one who found the One Piece and called themselves King of the Pirates. But here's the problem with Luffy's dream. As he go along his journey and meet all type of people, his journey started to become kind of heavy. Whereby his dream is not being attacked with other people's dream. He become an insurance policy. But there was one major pirate called Whitebeard before he passed away during the war between the pirate and the Navy. Whereby you mention his name and say he protect this particular island or so, you cannot touch that island, because if you touch that island, you touch this particular person's territory. Luffy ended up becoming the individual that people are now saying, because he has saved their island or he has saved their country, that their island or their country is under the Straw Hat Pirate protection for what they have done. And he did save a lot of countries like island. But it wasn't easy. So as you look into the storyline, you look into what he had to do and what the challenge he had to achieve, and you talk about dream, I can say Luffy dream was a very massive and heavy dream. Because his dream interact with other people's dream who seek to have that same type of freedom that he has. It became a dream that not only was contagious, it took a life of itself. Sorry if you hear the noise in the background. My daughter is watching One Piece as well. I don't know what episode she's in right now, but it's what it is. Luffy's dream became dangerously contagious because it started to connect with other people's dreams. His dream ended up no longer being his dream anymore. That was the issue at play. His dream became a dream whereby not only he would protect his freedom, he was protecting many nations' freedom. He was protecting people's freedom. He was protecting those who were looked down, those who were sold to slavery, those who were. It became a uniquely massive, gigantic dream. Now you would start to question if he can achieve it or not. Compared to Naruto, whereby totally correct, you want to be acknowledged. That is correct. You want to be recognized. That is correct. You want to be respected. That is correct. He wanted to be powerful, which is also correct as well. But he did not do it on his own. He had a lot of help though. He had a lot of mentor. Luffy do have a lot of mentors, don't get me wrong. He did. But like the brother said, Monkey D. Luffy dream is not the same as Naruto Uzumaki dream. That's completely different. Now when we talk about who dream is better, that is hard to say.
For you, it's hard to say.
But if you want to talk about who dream is heavier, ooh, then I can speak on that part. because remember I was doing the breakdown.
Does it
Luffy-
matter? It's heavier, better. It's still the same thing.
True. You got a point. But when talking about the bad dream, I don't want to make it one side like you're all jumping on Naruto because I'll be trying to stop. But technically, yeah. Hey, how you doing?
Yes, you're on the island, man.
How you doing?
I ain't
The problem
sacrificing
is-
my humanity just for somebody else. They can go fuck themselves. I'm dead ass serious. I lived enough to know this. I'm not sacrificing my humanity for other people. Fuck y'all.
And this way you come and think. Luffy was not sacrificing, but he was protecting other people's humanity. What he dream wasn't his dream anymore. It got connected with the other people's dreams to the point where it's almost like he kind of weight all over his shoulders.
Well, yeah, but think about it. Why did it looks like? Why does it look like that? Think it to yourself today. If Luffy dream could say, you can look at Luffy's dream and say to yourself, you know what? I want to be free. But think about everybody else. Everyone else wants to be free the same way. But guess what? Everyone else is in what? Captivity. So as him as a pirate trying to have dominion to where if he becomes the free pirate, where he can't be told nothing, you can't tell him ish, you can't tell him anything, you can't control him, you can't tell him where to direct, where to go, where to live, where to sit, where to do fishing, whatever. The fact that you can't tell him nothing means everything. So if he's everybody, go ahead, what happened?
The one person that could tell Luffy what to do, and that was Nami. She was the ship navigator. She was the biggest cheapskate ever. And her love for money supersedes Luffy.
I bet.
And if you watch the franchise, sometimes Luffy almost make the wrong decision. It got to a point whereby one, Ace, his sworn brother, begged the crew to watch over him because he's a headache. He said to him, he told the crew, I know he's a pain in the ass, and they all agree, yes, he is. Please look out for my little brother. That was one. The second brothers, Sango, I think that's his name, who to find out he was alive all the time. He also did the same exact thing. Asked the crew to look after it's one brother. For the three of them, that's one. In Japan, when you touch one brother, they little sake, and they agree upon we had a drink. It was one brother, one blood brother. Gop made sure that they look after his grandson. But he's a troublemaker to himself. When they found out he's the son of dragons, Monkey D. Dragon, they were shocked. It blew everybody started like, oh heck no. But a lot of people have reached out to the Straw Hat crew, begging, please look out for Luffy. We know he's a handful. They're like, handful? So he's free, but he had a lot of grown babysitter. Making sure they don't drive him batty. Do the wrong thing. But if do it, still free nonetheless. That I can say. His dynamic of him and his shipmates is so hilarious. It's like they had every right to whoop his ass. He would take the ass whooping, but he still go back and do the same thing again, knowing that they want him not to do it. He said, "Okay, I'm not gonna do it." You turn around, look at them, want to turn it back around. You do it again. So in technical terms, he have a crisis management crew. Their job is to calm down the crisis that he creates. We make the franchise very comical because the stuff he does, they want to slap him, which I've seen it several times. He have gotten a couple of lumps. He will say, I'm sorry. Wait to go right back and do it again. Driving his crew crazy. But yet they still say he the captain. But let's be real though. When time for fighting for his crew, Luffy is considered the more dangerous person to mess with. You don't believe that you are allowed to get away to mess with his crew. When you harass, beat, embarrass, whatever you do to his crew, he come back to deliver it 20-fold. Now, if you watch One Piece, oh, he done it for almost every single crew. To the point whereby he let it be known. So that's what's going on right now. So if you ask me about Luffy Dream being the best dream, I could say Wally is correct on the aspect of it, but it's not a simple dream. That I can tell. Compared to what Naruto have accomplished, it took him years before he was nominated to be a Hokage, which he did. But in a way, his dream ended up continuing. Even though he made Hokage, he had mad ton of paperwork. He had to protect the village. Now, which is no different from what Luffy had to do. He had to protect his crew, his shipwreck crew. The later one, his name was used to protect multiple countries. Now, Naruto had to protect his village to the point whereby, no disrespect, he was spreading himself thin. Now, after he mastered his skill, he can make 4 to 5 copies or more of himself and monitor his village from different range. So there's an aspect about Naruto where his dream may not be as good as Luffy, but a pick of a life of itself as well. And start to transcend in a different direction. Because if I speak on the detail on either one, this I don't think it's straightforward for me, to be honest with you guys. I don't think it is straightforward. It'll be easy to say
how it's not straightforward.
It's easy to say Monkey D. Luffy based on the detail, but you continue going into the detail more and more. It starts to take a life of its own. And you start to question: is he sure the guy dream is the bad dream, or is it almost similar to Naruto in a way based on level of responsibility?
Responsibility and dreams are two different things, sir. You're arguing the wrong thing.
Okay, no problem. Have evidence.
What more I'm gonna say?
I know you didn't watch Monkey D. Luffy. I watched everything. And I remember in detail, yeah, it may seem like he had a best dream because he had know about freedom and everything. Being a freed person. But being the freest person, it carried a massive amount of responsibility. There were people in the anime franchise.
Wait. To Luffy's lifestyle, it came with responsibility. But if we're talking about just the aspect of said dream, again, pro quo, what is the better dream? Because one dream is saying, I'm not sacrificing nothing, I'm gaining. Another dream is, I'm sacrificing my well-being just to be seen, heard, and thought of. And the reality is, let's be honest. I'm gonna say it again. Naruto's dream can be easily solved. Who is he again? Oh, you're the third or the fourth Hokage's son? Okay. That simple? It's really that simple. But see, that's the thing. Here's the problem with that notion, right? Because granted, let's be real. There are other people in the anime, quote unquote, that we don't know who their father is. We don't know who, because basically, if anyone knows this, right? So Naruto's master, the Dirty Sage, aka Jiraiya, right? Most people say that his father was the first Hokage's brothers. He's actually his father, but they changed his name so he wouldn't be known by his enemies, so they wouldn't come after him. Funny enough, people are also saying,
hold on. You say they changed Jiraiya changed his name?
yes, no, Jiraiya didn't change his name. No, the second, okay, the first Hokage's brother, the one with the white hair, he changed the name so then they wouldn't be found by his enemies. That's a theory. That's not what's actually true. That's a theory so far, as I heard. But I wouldn't be surprised because that makes sense. Because think about it, both Jiraiya and Akashi. You know, the head lead of Team 7, Akashi. Both of them, notice, Akashi's father had white hair, right? Notice, these are the only, in particular, 3 people that had a specific white hair with spike. Notice, these are 3 people that had these. You know that, right?
Oh, that's true.
But notice, amongst 2 of these guys, one went one path, one went the other. One was a high-level copy ninja trained, where, of course, Akashi followed the same traits of being a copy ninja. Then you had Jiraiya, which ended up becoming Master Sage Toad.
With one of the Sennies.
Exactly. So think about it. You had 2 high-praised ninjas, but yet no background lineage. But then supposedly your father is actually the high-level ninja that was quote-unquote possibly if I'm not mistaken, he probably was the second Hokage after his brother. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case. I wouldn't be surprised. So, again, when you talk about just the factor point of hiding a simple name, if people were to know that Naruto actually came from a high-praised lineage, let alone from a high-praised clan, Naruto wouldn't even be seen the same way. He'll be seen way different. Just like how if you see Sasuke, notice how people respond to Sasuke. Oh, from the Uchiha clan. Notice they always mention that every single time they say Sasuke's name. Why? Why do they always prestige that name? It's heavy. But they don't listen to Naruto's name as if it's heavy because they're not well known or privy to that. Or they don't make it as much because they don't want to give him that high praise. This is what I'm saying. Naruto's dream, honestly, when you think about it in a honest vision point, is mute point because your dream is shattered by your name itself when you realize who the frick you are. Whereas, granted, you can sit here and say with Luffy, at least Luffy, same way, has heritage, but here's the difference, though. Luffy's dream is not trapped by who he is. It's impressive by who he's trying to become. That's the difference. Naruto is not upgrading to nothing. He is constantly downgrading himself because he needs people to see who he is. He needs people to acknowledge him. He needs people to see this. Fuck out of here. This idea trap that you want people to acknowledge you is stupid. Because guess what? People are going to acknowledge you one way or the next. The thing is, how they acknowledge you, it all matters. Because guess what? We on here. I didn't need people to acknowledge who the hell I am. But eventually people come through, talk, have a conversation, and like what you're talking about. To the point eventually everyone knows who you are. You didn't ask and beg for this. They see what you're talking about, and guess what? They come right in. They know who you are. They call you by your name. You're acknowledged by that point. Now, further down the line, they may acknowledge you differently depending on as they get to know you. But you take that stance of being acknowledged for neither the good or the bad.
But I believe the Uzumaki clan would put on a gag order for some apparent reason. Certain people know who that clan is for what reason, but they cannot speak about it.
I mean, of course, you already know there's secrets, high praises, anything like that. But my whole point is, when you are nerfed in a sense to be that way, I'm sorry to say it, But if you were to be able, if your name was to be able to be heard amongst millions of people, and your history, your lineage were to be known, you'll be looked different. I say it again, Sasuke's perfect point. Every single time they say Sasuke of the Uchiha clan, why do you think they make emphasis on that? Because they know what it's all about. They know what that clan is. They know what that thing stands for. That's the whole point. But yet, name Naruto, name Uzumaki, it acts like they don't hold weight. Oh no, it does, because you assassinated him with multiple clans. You assassinated the whole clan because of what they had. You knew who they were. You know they were a threat. You know you couldn't leave them alone. Make it make sense. I guarantee you the Uzumaki clan probably was even in the Leaf Village before they even were still alive.
There were multiple clans created the Uzumaki clan to the point whereby they feel like they had to come together and destroy that village.
But this is my whole point. So again, to the idea pro quo of Naruto's dream is mute point. Because personally, he threw himself into the fire because your dream is a flawed. Why? Because if they knew who you were, if they knew where you came from, if they knew this, the same way Sasuke is being named and mentioned and hyphenated amongst his last name, yours would have been not hyphenated too. People would know who the hell you were. But because it's not known, yes, you defaulted in this idea of being seen. But again, I even come back again. The idea is this. I'll even go again. I'll go back to this point. You want to be seen so bad, but those people already seen you. You threw. Hinata was the clearest person that saw you, but because of her shyness and being sort of being a goof or started trying to hide her fact that she likes you, you couldn't even tell that she was one of the many people that noticed you. Another one that noticed you was Shikamaru. From afar, he noticed you and wondered why everyone hated you. He was smarter than most people, even at a young age, and recognized you from afar and knew you better than most.
And he knew the weight that you'll be carrying.
So, with that said, there was a lot of people that knew Naruto. Now, granted, like I said, Shikamaru was the only one that recognized him, but from a distance. Hinata noticed him from a distance, but even when catching her glare, he couldn't recognize the signs because you're a young boy. You don't know nothing about female, the simple senses of females when it comes to showing you some interest. At the end of the day, it's not like Naruto was never seen or never not acknowledged in a certain way. But the fact that you have this growing population that you need everyone to acknowledge you, I'm sorry, but it breeds ego-ness in the wrong direction. And I'm just like, no. You don't need the whole world to acknowledge you. You only need a few people to acknowledge you. Because let's be honest, how much of this world will really survive to see the end of the day to even see you be acknowledged in the afterlife? Probably not many. So, in a sense, when you think about Naruto's dream, in the real world, let's be real. You trying to get everyone to acknowledge you? Good luck. Because only a few will acknowledge you. Only a few. Think about it. In today's world, you're only acknowledged for what you can get, what you can give. In most cases or not. That's the only way you're acknowledged. No one cares about who you are just because of you're a person and you breathe air. No one don't care. So when you think, so again, with Luffy, same way. Luffy's like, no one don't care if I breathe or live. So why should I care about everybody else? So his dream is what? A better visual of himself at the top. But funny enough, with Luffy's dream, as he grows onto the top, he realized everyone wants the same thing I want. Everyone wants to be free. And that's true. No one wants to be in captive. No one wants to be controlled without free will. No one don't want that. So now what he wants to do, his dream not only now becomes freedom for himself, but it becomes freedom for others. And this is what I'm talking about.
And I give you
For
that
me,
because
I just
the
can't see.
story,
I don't see
the
no.
storyline on Monkey D. Luffy, he didn't know that he the reincarnation of a particular individual who was a symbolization of freedom and liberation.
But notice, funny. Naruto technically in this story is a reincarnation. Isn't it funny? But I guarantee this, even as a reincarnation, the same person that looked the same way didn't needed it.
It's amazing that your argument is on point and you haven't watched the anime yet. And I'm
And that's the
sure.
funny part. That's literally the funny part. Because literally, I have not watched One Piece not one time. Not literally, I have not watched it.
And trust me when I say this,
and somehow,
everybody,
some way,
I put my
I'm
remember this
watching
day.
on
Today
nonstop.
is December 12th, 2025. If my co-host start to watch One Piece and get up to episode 500, he might lose his gasket and be like, yo, you know how much depth into the storyline? You know how many? Because I had to binge watch to catch up when I got up to 800 at one point, and I continued to watch up to now. And there are so many pathway, origin story concerning each individual to the point whereby they never finish, but when you get to the particular episode, they'll give you more information. They just have to realize, whoa, this is much deeper than what I thought it would be. And this is how One Piece is one of the best franchise out there today. So the fact that he said what he said and you haven't watched it, that's something that I'll have to look at and say, you know what? There's a lot to speak about this. There's a lot. Shush. I wanted to fight for Naruto for his dream to seem like be better, but the way I look at it right now, even though I know most of the information, and even though you have not even watched it, which is shocking.
I'm gonna stand on course. That's the whole point. Like literally, like I've watched more Naruto than I watched One Piece in its totality, in more cases than not. And I'm still gonna sit here and say I'm still gonna choose One Piece.
And I watched all of Naruto, and I
And
watched literally all of Monkey D. Luffy.
That's literally just
And
facts.
and knowing that this guy's vision, Monkey D. Luffy, is getting bigger and bigger as we get, there are a lot more revelation about who he really is, what his origin is, and what he ended up being a reincarnated of a particular individual that even the world government is totally afraid of. It's like adding another layer of weight on top of what you already had already.
But think about it. But here's another reason why I really like choose Luffy. Because when you think about it, think about what you read the story, right? It's challenging. Luffy's pretty much challenging the government. But look at the world that we live in. This world will tell you you have to vote for your president, you have to vote for your governor, you have to vote for your legislation, you have to vote for everything, right? But magically, when these laws come out, you ask yourself, who out here voted for these laws?
Now,
No one
if
did.
Luffy were put into real life, where we are right now, I'll be honest, you burned out of our house a long time ago.
But that's my whole point. But that's what I'm saying. The thing is this: Luffy is the symbolization of saying you have to fight to become unfree. That's with everybody. Everyone's fighting for the same shit. Everyone's working jobs. Everyone's trying to build a career. Everyone's trying to fight to be free. Because the moment they know that you cannot be captured no more, the moment that you found your sweet spot, that you honestly feel free, like you don't feel like you have nothing to care for the world itself, that's the moment they know they lost. So that's why they keep you in captivity. This is why they have a system of rankage. The rich, the everyday people, and then the freaking poor. And guess what? The poor gets ugly at the bottom. Why? Because the crab in the barrel mentality is ugly at the bottom. People get shanked, cut, and sliced every fucking damn day. And that's the thing.
And I hate to say this.
Against each other.
I hate to say
make
this.
sure they stay on top.
But what he's saying is in the One Piece episode. It shows so
and
much.
That's how it shows you that. And this is why people are saying it. As you read One Piece or even watch it, again, I'll definitely have to take my time to watch it. They will tell you this is why it's so well read. The system is right in front of your face. But you know what's so sad about this whole thing, though? This is the sad part about it. The system is right in front of Naruto's face, and they slaughter you, and you over here trying to look for appreciation. Get the frick out of here! No, no, oh hell no!
Big deal. It's a very, very big deal. And I'm glad you mentioned that because this is why, shout out to Mandrell. This is why I will say what I say. Watching One Piece will drag you in a world whereby you start to see some of the aspects of today's world that is highly relatable to the One Piece franchise. There are so many things. It becoming a franchise is a must watch. I hate to say this, ladies and gentlemen. I think this debate is already being killed away because I know I've watched everything and I'm trying to see I can give weight to Naruto, but I just can't. I just can't.
And
And I
guess
will
what?
tell you,
I won't
and I will
lie
tell you,
to you.
and I will tell you this: the One Piece franchise is a much watch anime. It's on Netflix right now. You have a Netflix membership. If I tell you every weekend, watch at least 15 episodes, trying to catch up. And I promise you, as you get in deeper, you start to realize a lot of things. You're like, wait a minute. It will hit areas that you start to resonate with it or relate to it, or you be like, this sounds too familiar.
And,
And a lot
and
of comedy,
let's
don't get me
be-
wrong,
Go ahead.
but the aspect of politics is in there. The aspect of unfavorable brutality is in there. The acted, that there's so many aspects in this anime. It's uncalled for. So I will tell you like that. I don't know. You can drag. They don't put on dragging the show any further because
You can't. Here's one thing I'll add. Right, think of it even from this perspective. We did another show on this channel, ladies and gentlemen, called Shaman Kings. If you know the main character on that side of the anime, he also had a dream. What was his dream? To have humans and spirits to collide in one world at peace. But his opposite version, brother, that was a spirit, had another plan. And
what is
that
that?
was to erase humanity itself.
Well, what is a spirit? It was actually a reincarnation of a well-known. Ooh. This is why you didn't know the history of that particular character he represented. That
Right.
character was a brutal, OP, broken character. Nonetheless,
Right.
in the series, he was broken as a baby. The moment he was born, he's like, can't touch me.
Right. But that's the thing,
But
is
in
like,
the cool anime, but it is messed up in the head.
oh yeah. But that's the thing. But see, my thing is across the board, right? Because if you think about a lot of these animes, let's say we look at almost every anime, try to see if someone else had a particular dream in mind and how good it was in between. We can have the best of like the dream tier list, like who had a better dream, like who had the dream tier list, however, right? Because a lot of people had dreams. Some dreams were selfish as hell. Other dreams was great. Because let's be honest, if you tell me right now, Goku's dream was literally a selfish dream. Literally, Bombadily had almost the whole universe motherfucking dying every other time.
No, Goku dream was a dream that you cannot blame him for it because of his bloodline.
Yes,
His
but it's
bloodline,
because
his
that bloodline
bloodline is the most messed up bloodline on the planet. To be of a race, the only thing they know is fighting. And not only they know fighting, their bloodline is the ultimate cheat. Meaning, you can beat them to the inch of their life on when near death. And they heal.
if they're not dead.
Then they get Genkai boost.
As long as they're not dead, at least.
And you repeat that cycle over and over and over and over, you're planning for a disaster.
All right, Eric.
Not Eric. And that's exactly how it is. So I'm glad we're not debating about Goku Dream because Goku Dream is not a dream. Goku
Well,
Dream
no,
is
but
a
that's what I'm
working.
saying. There's certain dreams that are selfish, but
This is
that's
a
what I'm
disaster
right.
because
And but think about it. Here's the reason why I pivot that way. Right. Let's go to that. If you were to say and tell me right now whose dream is actually respectfully worthy, Luffy's or Naruto? Luffy's dream became himself, but ultimately became other people.
and then
Naruto's dream was really about himself being seen by other people. Naruto is selfish as fuck when you really think about it. Miss me.
and I tried to make it an even argument, but it ended up being one sided. And I watched the One Piece, and and even though he haven't watched and he make his point, I'm in my head like,
Hey, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying
damn,
Naruto was selfish in
it
his,
put it be like this.
in his actions, but when you think about his dream and how it is, it's like, bro, your dream is so like selfish beyond repair.
And here's the thing, this how it's supposed to be. I would be on the Naruto side, and I'm staying on the One Piece, but he haven't watched One Piece. I have, and then and the argument he giving, I'm scratching my head like, I can't give Naruto any fighting chance because he hit a lot of bullets that I'm aware of.
And that's the whole point. That's what I'm saying.
Unless
Like,
unless it's a season 2 of Boruto or Naruto and they start to give backstory about his actual clan and for what it is, what is really going on, we don't know.
yeah, good luck trying to get
Don't
that
know.
off the archives. Because honestly, I'm just being honest. Like, when you really look at it, like, you just look at it.
So let's wrap this up because there's no one point me dragging this argument because even though you do your breakdown, I did my breakdown and I tried to look at it back more. I'm like, damn, don't come back after this. This is a done deal. So tomorrow we got another debate.
Yes, we do, ladies and gentlemen. We got the 4 kids going against the WB. And ladies and gentlemen, as you guys know, if you haven't heard, but just to give you guys a quick update, Peter has lost his dog, so he will not be attending tomorrow. Still grieving after the loss. But yes, we will have Fox Kids going against WB Kids.
And
And me,
that's not gonna be a good debate. It will be a nasty.
it may not be, but it'll be a fun debate because it will be challenging. Because me and David will be going head to head, duking it out to see
I'm
who.
from WB Kids.
Yeah, he's gonna be
He's for Fox.
WB Kids. I'll be going with Fox Kids for the defense. So we will see how this all wraps
Fight
down, and
for
breaks
the
down.
weekday afternoon when all your kids come out of school, rush you home just to watch either W Kid or Fox Kids.
I mean, they wasn't rushing after school. No, they were rushing. It was on Saturday morning. What you talking about?
Oh, WB Kid at one point used to be on weekday before they move on the weekend.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, after school in most cases, but most of the times, it's really the weekends parts. But yeah, because like around, I say like what start of 4 to 5, give or take. That's when that thing started hitting. But yeah,
So after this show, I'm gonna do my digging of WB Kid lineups
and
all the
I'll be
way
doing
through.
mines of the Fox Kids lineup.
And I'll have to think who I will put out at the appetizer, who will be the middle dish, who will be the main dish, who will be the MVP, who will argue with.
Yeah, we're gonna see how this all goes. Because trust and believe me, we are gonna give you a fight in a debate of no
If you
proportion.
remember the WB Kid or Fox Kid, if you remember a certain cartoon that you watch during the day, please come to tomorrow's show. We'll go at it. We'll go duke it out. You might even get grimy. You might even talk about which one is better than this one based on rate. You might want to join in the fact checking. Go ahead, be my guest because
Right.
I tried to avoid it, and I know this is not gonna be a nice, straightforward conversation.
It's gonna be interesting. This is gonna get interesting. Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, prepare your own notes. If you're gonna join the show, it's gonna get fun. Throughout the rest of the week, we also have more likely than not, there will not be no the gray area show. So just know that. Following up next Tuesday, if we still have the show, we will be talking about Fake Love Hurts, Spotting the Red Flags. We to be announced amongst the Wednesday show for Sean's show. It will still be to be announced if there's going to be a Thursday show on the Next Gen Training. And next week, me and David, we will be having the battle of storytelling, anime versus cartoon, where we will be discussing, which technically is going to be another debate where we will go head to head talking about how do we feel about a certain set of animes or cartoons that may or may not have the best storytelling in history across the
And
board based upon our choice.
it's not gonna be a good conversation. Now, we try and
It's going to be a good conversation. It's just going to depend how we work it. But again, the difference between this conversation is me and Dave would have to articulate which one we're actually picking and bringing up towards the show ahead of time because, of course, we want to make sure as we put these up there as far as judges, a qualification pretty much. Like if you're going to bring a good one, if you're going to bring a bad one, because for this is how it's going to go. So David is going to bring up a good anime that he said has great storytelling, which more likely he's going to pick One Piece. I already know him. And then as far as a bad cartoon, he's going to pick a bad cartoon. I don't know which cartoon he's going to pick as a bad one per se, that he's going to downgrade and say has bad storytelling. And we will depict if that's true or not based upon what he chooses. For me, I will say I will pick a cartoon that actually has good storytelling, aka Avatar the Airbender as a perfect example, because that actually had good storytelling.
and I might pick a class in my hurts in people. It could be AKA Transformer, AKA G.I.
He might pick
Joe.
those. As far as number two for me, as a bad anime, which is an easy class for me, Dragon Ball. I'm just gonna be real.
And I cannot argue that either because we have
not Dragon Ball, but I'm talking about Z. Z more so than Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball actually was fine. That's actually the okay standard piece. Z afterwards is a different story. But yeah, so
if you want to be glummy, you want to say Dragon. We're going to say Gungrave.
We can say that too. But at least
it gonna be.
Story was better. At least the so-called anime was better than the actual game. That's one thing for sure. That's for sure. But none other than that, like I said, ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned for all the shows. Stay tuned for any updates for what shows have to be presented onto the network.
In the near future, we will try to do a day show and see how it will work and see if we get more order because there's a lot of topic we are working on. We didn't realize we would do a whole lineup of topic left and right. And some of the topic will end up being a series. Just like when we did last week. And we both agree, based on the power system of any anime, it had to be a series because it's not a straightforward conversation. So if you have any anime you want us to dissect the power scaling system in that anime, please comment on that show. We'll take note of that and we start to break it down bit by bit.
Right. But here's
on
another
that note.
part. Oh, real quick, but I would like to see him say this. As far as as you know, if you guys look at the history laws of what shows we'll have further on, because of course our last ending show will be December 26th, which is pretty much after Christmas. Hopefully you guys are there for that one. That is going to be the lore of the Thundering. What if the Thundercats were turned into a Japanese animation? Look, that's not going to be only starter American animation converted to Japanese animation series, because I have another one for you. If you guys remember the movie from Martin Lawrence, I think The Black Knight. If you think about the idea, and I forgot who showed this, I have to find the clip, but they said something now so smart, because they said if you think about the idea of Martin Lawrence falling into the pool of the water, right, and transferring into the Middle Ages, it's pretty much an American version of saying, if you put it in Japanese version, it would technically be an isekai, because the idea premise He is the main character, the main protagonist, falling into another world frame and doing what he has to do within that world. So this is actually pretty interesting. So we could even talk about from a movie's perspective, what if a movie was converted into an anime? So get time. There is going to be some fun interactions we're going to do if we were to convert things into a Japanese animation.
And please
Get fun.
share, subscribe, and if you're part of any anime community out there, put the word out there because we trying to make a show that I like to go deep into the discussion of Japanese animation and Japanese manga because sometimes some of these topics, I'm sure you got a thought about it before and you don't sure how you go about it, and we want to dive in and dissect those topics. But this one right here was based on a clip we saw on Instagram, and I saw it and I was like, trying to find out it was a one-time beatdown because One Piece was gear firing Naruto.
I'm
So on
sorry.
that note, it is Wally, my legal assist, a legal spokesperson for the anime community, and I am CBN Tecto, aka Black Daddy, aka Bear Paul. Hope that you enjoy this show. Please come back. All right.
Peace out, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see you soon.